Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Monday, November 14th, 2016. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Now for the local news in detail.
We shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Ex-servicemen, members of the Nevis Island Assembly and uniformed bodies gathered at the War Memorial on Remembrance Sunday, November 13th, for a service to memorialize the brave men who gave their lives in the Great Wars of 1914 to 1918 and 1939 to 1945. 26 men from St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla gave their lives in the Great Wars.
Joseph Cephas, James Daniel, Arthur Dickinson, Donald Edwards MC, H.D. Edwards DSO, John Foreman, Edmund Gordon, H. Herbert Jones, James L.E.R. Lake, Joseph Lewis, Joseph McCoy, Edward Mills, Hubert Mitchell, Donald Patrice, Edward Hope Ross, Horace Vera, Ivor Wakefield, William C. Watley, Richard White, Robert Woolard, and those who gave their lives in the Great War of 1939 to 1945. J. E. Alves, DFM, Peter Berkeley, Sidney DeLille, A.E. Ferraro, G.G.H. Ferraro, DFC, DFM, Basil Vera, DFC.
Prayers were offered for those who gave their lives for our country and those who are willing to serve.
God, we praise you for granting us this freedom. Let us honor those who have served by the police. Let us never forget that we have served. And let us not only promise peace. Let all soldiers, sailors, and Coast Guardsmen serve with honor, pride, and compassion. Do not let their hearts be hardened by the actions they must take. Strengthen their families. Keep them surrounded in your love and peace.
Wreaths were laid by Deputy Governor General His Honor Eustace John, Premier the Honorable Vance Amory, Member of the Opposition the Honorable Roberta Hector, ex-servicemen, uniformed bodies, and members of the general public. With an outbreak of conjunctivitis, or as it is commonly called, red eye or pink eye on Nevis, the Public Health Department is calling on residents to help to prevent its spread. Dr. Judy Nisbet is the Medical Officer of Health.
It's highly contagious, very, very contagious. It spreads from one person to the next very readily. It often results in large outbreaks, as we are seeing now in Nevis. You should see a doctor when there's eye pain, there's blurred vision, sensitivity to light. And if the patient is a newborn, definitely, or a young child, take that child or that newborn to a doctor. A child with a medical condition, you should take also. And if the symptoms persist or get worse, and if there's bleeding from the eye. And we have been seeing a few persons in this outbreak with bleeding from the eye. At that point, of course, you must see an ophthalmologist.
As noted by Dr. Nisbet, the symptoms of conjunctivitis usually start in one eye, then spread. They include a red or pink conjunctiva, swelling of the conjunctiva, eyelids, and the tissues around the eye, grittiness and mild pain, sensitivity to light, blurred vision, a low-grade fever, headache, and low energy.
And for this outbreak that we are seeing a tender periauricular lymph node. And what do I mean by that? There is a lymph node just in front the ear that is mobile, it moves easily, but it's quite tender when you have red eye. So we're seeing that a lot in this population of persons who have red eye.
As conjunctivitis is spread easily from person to person, Dr. Nisbet advises on how to prevent this.
We encourage persons to wash hands often with soap and water. Of course, if there's no soap and water, you can use hand sanitizer, but as much as possible, wash with soap and water. Help young children to wash hands. Some young children cannot manage to wash their hands properly by themselves, so we encourage parents, guardians, teachers to help young children to wash hands properly. Make sure you don't use towels to wipe your eyes. We encourage persons to wash your towels, wash your wash rags, your pillowcases, sheets in hot water and detergent, and give each member of the household their own wash rag and their own towel. Always wash hands thoroughly after cleaning an infected eye. So if you're helping your child to clean an infected eye, wash your hands thoroughly. Minimize hand-to-eye contact. If there's something in your face or in your eye, use a clean paper towel or tissue to remove it. Avoid sharing eyedroppers, eye drops, eye makeup, contact lenses, towels and rags, etc.
Persons with conjunctivitis, Dr. Nisbet advises, should stay at home.
I want to emphasize at least 14 days away from school and work. Why? Because you can infect other persons during this time.
Artificial tears and cold compresses, according to Dr. Nisbet, help to give some relief from the inflammation. World Diabetes Day is commemorated on November 14th annually and is today being celebrated under the theme Eye on Diabetes. In light of this, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Slack-Liburd, spoke to us about an upcoming activity set for Friday, November 18th.
A health fair in partnership with Gender Affairs, and this health fair will take place on Friday, November 18th at the Villa Grounds between 1 and 6, where persons can come out and be screened for diabetes.
Diabetes forms a great burden of disease here on Nevis, with more than 500 diabetic persons on the register. Slack-Liburd says outreach activities are one of the ways in which the ministry informs the public about the disease.
And thus far in 2016, we have conducted 11, a significant increase from 5 conducted in 2015. These outreach activities are the ones conducted in partnership with the Health Promotion Unit and the Public Health Department, and not others that would have been planned by private organizations, community groups, etc. At this time, I want to congratulate those in the community that have taken time to put forward these outreach activities, but I also want to remind various groups interested in conducting outreach that permission must be granted by the Ministry of Health to conduct these activities.
She says the reason is that when persons go to other outreach activities, there is no follow-up to ensure that they are in fact placed in care and therefore are not able to manage the disease effectively. Slack-Liburd also spoke about 2 new projects the ministry will be undertaking.
The My Healthy Plate project, which is a project targeting grades 3 to 6, where persons, both parents and children, are taught about the importance of healthy eating. And we're very excited about this project because children would be followed from grades 3 to 6. So it's not just a one-time activity, but over time we can actually monitor the obesity in our school population. Also in 2017, in partnership with the government of Taiwan, we will be implementing a 3-year kidney disease project. It's a multifaceted project which include prevention, training in prevention, also training of various healthcare providers, and also treatment. And so we will be able to advance our efforts in not just educating persons about diabetes, but also renal failure, which persons with diabetes, diagnosed with diabetes, sometimes reach to this stage, and we can also be able to better address this issue.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Nicole Slack-Liburd. Still to come?
We know we have heard so much about the Zika virus, and the Zika virus has actually come to the shores of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We'll give you the details after this break. Welcome back. The Empire Sports Club annually celebrates the organization's establishment in the month of November. As part of this year's celebration, the club will be hosting a number of activities for its 37th anniversary. One such activity will be an educational forum at the Charles L. Walters Community Center in Hanleys Road.
What we are trying to do during this educational forum is to have persons in the general public enlightened on the Zika virus. We know we have heard so much about the Zika virus, and the Zika virus has actually come to the shores of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are well aware that many countries that are very close to us, including Puerto Rico, there seems to be an epidemic with the Zika virus. And so the Zika virus is here, and I still believe that many persons in the general public are still not aware of the effects of Zika virus, and so we want persons to be educated.
Evelyn invites persons to attend the event.
We will be having persons from the Environmental Health Department who will be with us at the Hanleys Road Community Center on Tuesday, the 15th of November, who will expound on the topic. And so we are inviting persons from Hanleys Road, persons from Gingerland, or anybody from the island who would like to come and hear more about the Zika virus. Come with your questions. You are invited, please, to come on Tuesday, the 15th.
President of the Empire Sports Club, Eric Evelyn. Isabel Byron is hopeful that teachers, parents, guidance counselors, and leaders of youth groups will be in attendance Tuesday evening, November 15th, for a lecture on the topic Male Underachievement, Fact or Fiction. In Nevis, Byron is the site coordinator for the University of the West Indies UWI Open Campus, which is hosting the presentation.
The different sites were free to select specific topics within the broad gender range, and we chose that one, I think, in light of what is happening in St. Kitts and Nevis right now. The rising crime rates, particularly involving young men, is of great concern, and many persons, psychologists and sociologists and so on, think it must have something to do with other issues affecting our young men at home, and their issues facing them within society in general, which result in all of this violence and gang membership and so on.
Patricia Mohammed, Professor of Gender and Cultural Studies at UWI St. Augustine, will deliver the lecture.
She is a very experienced person. Her gender issues and also cultural issues have been her passion for much of her life. She is from Trinidad and Tobago, but prior to heading the unit there, the institute there, she headed the Center for Gender and Development Studies at Mona campus. And prior to this, she worked at the Institute of Development Studies in Sussex, UK, and also gained her PhD from the Institute of Social Studies in The Hague, Netherlands, and has also been a visiting professor at the State University of New York in Albany. And she is not only a researcher and a scholar, she's also an artist. She's made many films, she creates films, and she also paints. So she's a very talented person and very committed to the Caribbean and to the diversity of gender and ethnicity that we have, and also the class issues. So she is, I think, a very interesting person who it will be a pleasure to have her.
Tuesday evening's presentation is the Nevis leg of UWI's Roaming Professors Lecture Series 2016.
There will be time for questions. We will have somebody who will be like a moderator for the questions. So I would assume she will. I have met her before, and I know she's a relaxed sort of person, and I think she will definitely make it easy for people to interact. The general public is invited. Particularly, of course, we hope parents and persons working with young people and so on will attempt to make the effort to come out. It is at the St. Paul's Anglican Church Hall at 7 p.m.
And finally, the Department of Labor advises the general public that its offices will be closed on Tuesday 15th and Wednesday 16th November 2016. Regular office hours will resume on Thursday, November 17th, 2016. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.